Wow, is Bitcoin currently breaking out of this falling wedge? We'll show you the exact target if that is true, and we can show you what exactly is happening on these charts. Bitcoin is currently breaking the 2.5-year resistance yet again, swinging to the upside. What are our targets here? Because this is still part of a larger ascending triangle, which could absolutely be the final pattern that breaks us above 10.5 and 11,000 US dollars. And as well, Bitcoin actually just broke again this 21 and the 50-day moving average in the same candle here. Very big news. Are we done seeing downside, or is this just a fake out? Wow, and for the first time in history, Bitcoin actually is now breaking above yet again this 7-year structure line at the exact same time that it's trying to get above the 2.5-year resistance. You can see on this weekly candle, it is exactly where this 7-year support line lines up with this 2.5-year resistance line. This is one of the biggest macro patterns that's happened to Bitcoin in months. We also got our weekly candle close late last night, almost sort of a spinning top, but again, very not significant as of yet, but we're seeing a very strong move. Will we finally break out of this 8.7K to 9.7K range we've been trading in for 2 months? And wow, huge news. Jim Rogers saying Bitcoin will drop to $0. I didn't even think about that. This is huge. Wow, is Bitcoin going to zero? No. Wow, let's do this. Wow, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another beautiful, beautiful Monday webisode. I hope everyone enjoyed their holiday yesterday, Father's Day. We have a lot to get into, and although Bitcoin price has been extremely boring, we finally had a move. It was very, very small, but it's important for all of the reasons we're going to be getting into on all of these charts. All of these charts show the move, the very teeny tiny move that just happened is actually significant in terms of these patterns that we've been watching. Wow, so if you're new to the channel, make sure to leave your like, subscribe, turn on the dings, and put that comment so you can enter for this ledger giveaway. And without any further ado, let's jump into these charts. Wow, so Bitcoin's clearly breaking above this 2.5-year resistance line, which is significant. Okay, you see very nice green 4-hour candles going for a while now. And as soon as we broke this one, you see this is the biggest 4-hour candle so far. And it looks like the momentum is pretty strong. Now, I did say yesterday that my preferred scenario would be to see some downside first. However, guys, we do have to acknowledge that the bears seem incredibly exhausted here. The bears seem incredibly weak, okay? The bulls have not been able to break 10.5, but the bears haven't even been able to break like 8.7, guys. It's been very weak. There have been numerous opportunities on this chart where it looked very likely that we could be swinging to the downside pretty strongly, and every single weekly close, every single one of these so far has just failed to do that. So again, what that indicates is that the bears are losing more and more momentum, and that's what we expect as we go on throughout the rest of this year. Personally, I think a lot of people are expecting as we go further and further on throughout this year, the bears are going to get so much weaker and the bulls are going to get that much stronger. And specifically, basically everybody is saying in 2021, the running of the bulls, right? 2021 will be massively bullish according to basically everybody in the space. Now, why is this significant now? Okay, so besides the fact that we're breaking the 2.5-year resistance, why this is significant, we're also breaking the 21, and we earlier, just a few hours ago, broke the 50-day moving average. But currently, this is huge. On the weekly chart, and we can actually just take it to the daily so you can see how close up this is. This green line, okay, this green line right here is 2.5 years of resistance. This blue line has been 7 years of support. And now currently, as you can see, this candle has broken both of them so far. It will be very interesting to see if we get above this, guys, because I think this is a huge level. I am shocked that it's doing this well. And actually, as I'm filming it, we just broke, like 96. So the momentum is strong here. I do expect, this to play out, but you see these ascending lines, they're only 3 months worth of support and resistance here. While they've been very accurate, they're only 3 months. Right now, what we're playing around with is a 2.5-year resistance, a 7-year support. So the fact that we're just going through this, guys, it's an insanely bullish sign. This could be very, very good, but the only things we really have to look for now are some very significant horizontal resistances. In terms of macro patterns, these are the two biggest macro signals, in my opinion, to be looking at that aren't the moving averages, because we've been above the moving averages. Specifically on the longer time frames, on the weekly, we've been above some of these key ones we've been holding on the 50-week moving average and been way above the 21-week moving average for months now. So they're out of the picture. But the daily, obviously you can see, now we're breaking slightly above this daily, which is more important on the shorter time frames. Now again, it looks very good right now, but we don't have any very significant volume. If we switch over to this chart, guys, you can see this potential falling wedge so far has been playing out basically like a falling wedge would. And what I find very interesting here as well is that late last night we had a very, very weak little push above, but then you see we come back down and find support exactly on this line, which validates this line. Okay, so as soon as I saw that, I thought, wow, okay, this pattern is pretty concrete. It's a pretty good pattern. And not only did we get exactly what usually happens when we come back to retest and succeed, we got a nice little break. So the question is this break going to continue? And basically, the things I want to cover in regards to that are this. Overall, the biggest resistance we broke, but it's more important that we hold it. Very similar to like what just happened here, where we break and then come down for support. Same thing most likely will have to happen here. We'll probably just want to solidify one of these as support, either the resistance or the support here. But overall, very, very good. You can see where we're getting that rejection so far, guys, on this ascending line right around 96.70, 96.50 right here, right in this area. Overall, very important, but this weekly candle is starting off pretty strong. We can take a look at the MACD on the weekly. Okay, been losing a little momentum over the past few weeks, but overall not bad. We still see declining volume here on the weekly chart. You can see it illustrated better here. Draw this here for you guys. You can see how that's kind of just going down right there. So still not necessarily a breakout yet, but I definitely think this could be the very beginnings of one. But again, most importantly, we want to watch this chart. This is a chart I have on Bitfinex, so if you're in T4, pull up the Bitfinex chart. We can zoom out and just show you guys. This is crucial. This is really, in my opinion, dictating the longer term view by far. Now, obviously, the big level to break is going to be 9,700. It's been the same story for a few weeks, a few months actually. 9,700 is by far the big target we want to break. On the weekly, it's been crucial. It's the Fibonacci zone, guys. Of the last like 2.5, 3 years, this Fibonacci zone right here is what we've been able to break above concretely and stay above, specifically over the past 2 months. So if we break here, 97, that's when things get really bullish on this weekly chart. But specifically, I just want to point out how incredible this is right now. Very good signs so far. The one thing that we could see, though, is a very sharp rejection off of here because of how important these lines are. How crucial. Again, this is not a 2-week pattern. It's not even a 3-month pattern. One of them's 3 years, basically, and one is 7 years. These are huge patterns we're playing around with on this chart. So you definitely want to keep that in mind. And specifically, the falling wedge, if this actually does end up breaking out, guys, this would put us back above 10,000. Okay, the breakout target of this, if it truly is a breakout, which so far it's not been confirmed, we don't have a lot of volume coming in. So that's something we got to note here. But yeah, it would put us back above 10K. And if we broke 10K, guys, what that would do as well, it would put us well above this descending line of resistance again for the first time in a few days. But specifically, you see how long we've been traded. We've been trading right at this line, which is absolutely incredible. Yet again, another example of the bears being so weak. It's such a critical level. We've been basically here since the end of April, and the bears have not been able to really push us below it. At the lowest, they pushed us back to like 81 just for a few wicks, but for the most part, staying above 85 and 8.7 most of the time. So bears looking extremely, extremely weak. And yeah, this move so far has been pretty impressive. We broke the target to the upside around 94.60, went all the way to 9,600. And yeah, it'll be really interesting to see. Currently, you see, we're finding some horizontal resistance here. Again, I don't think this will be, I would take a guess that this is not going to be explosive just because how much we have right in this area. We have yearly resistances, yearly supports, and again, it's just such a big area. There's so much traded volume in this area. And again, things just have a lot to play out before we can really get really bullish right here. This was published on Cointelegraph by Turner Wright, the investment guru Jim Rogers. Guys, we've heard it before, right? We've heard this all before. Value of Bitcoin will drop to zero. I just want to state, beginning with sarcasm, obviously I don't think Bitcoin is going to go to $0. Investor Jim Rogers thinks Bitcoin is still in a bubble and crypto will eventually go to zero and disappear. Now, it's important to note, he has been wrong, very wrong before. Let's go here. He reported back in November of 2017 that Bitcoin looks and smells, whatever that means, that doesn't even make any sense. We're looking at charts like a bubble. This was prior to the crypto reaching its all-time high. So before Bitcoin reached its all-time high, he was saying it was a bubble. I'm sure he felt like a little bit of a ding-dong after that as Bitcoin continued to rise. He's quoted here, though, as saying cryptos didn't even exist a few years ago, but in the blink of an eye, they became 100 and 1,000 times more valuable. I don't like the Apple or iPhone comparison, but there was a point where smartphones didn't exist, and then all of a sudden, smartphones did really well. There was a period where the internet didn't exist, and then all of a sudden, the internet blew up. There was a period where televisions and radios and cars didn't exist, and then they became very valuable and a lot of people used them. I really don't see the logic at all, or it's just a complete lack of logic. Just because something didn't exist and then it became very valuable means that it's going to just disappear. Maybe you guys can fill me in on that. I don't really get it. This is a clear bubble and I don't know the right price. Virtual currency is not an investment target, it's just gambling. Okay, the only thing I agree with is that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are heavily based on speculation, but new technology and new things inherently are based heavily on speculation. So for the most part, this is nothing to really consider. Bitcoin will decline eventually and everything will go to zero based on literally nothing. So that's just as valuable as me saying Bitcoin will literally be $1 billion in 5 years from now. 1 billion with a B. Me saying that has just as much credibility as him saying it will go to zero, meaning it has no credibility. And if you're looking for an alternative place to buy Bitcoin, guys, I definitely recommend crypto.com. Been using it for a few weeks now. I've been absolutely loving it. I've been hearing a lot of amazing feedback from you guys as well. And if you use the link in my description or comments, you and I both get $50 free of MCO when you stake it and create your account. And you can transfer that into whatever coin you want or just into straight cash if you just want it that way. Absolutely huge. I've been loving crypto.com. And as well, guys, final week for our sale on T4. Code June, $30 off before we make version 4. We're currently on version 3. We've been updating these charts, and we have a bunch of information on trading and also just understanding technical analysis as well, guys. This is the last sale for version 3 before we come out with version 4. Wow, thanks so much for coming by, you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.